another episode of the Women Can Do Show. I am your host, Rochelle. This is a show where we talk not about what's trending, but what's purposeful. And I am so excited to have a special guest. She is the CEO and founder of Curly Crowns Hair Care, Amylah. Welcome to the show.
Hi, I'm glad to be here. I'm really grateful for the opportunity, and I like how
Yeah.
you said you don't only talk about what's popular but what's powerful. I
Yeah,
appreciate
what's
that.
part? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
hmm
We have a lot of shows talking about what's trending, but I want to talk about
hmm
my audience wants to know what's powerful, what's purposeful,
hmm
to better their lives, and that's the whole mission of the show.
hmm
Yeah, is to highlight amazing women like you, this young,
Thank you.
powerful entrepreneur. I am so excited.
Thank you. I'm excited to be
So
here.
before we get into it, just briefly tell us who is Amylah, like where you're from.
hmm My name is Amylah Charles. I am 21 and I am from Los Angeles.
21.
I'm from Los Angeles, and entrepreneurship has always been a huge passion of mine. Creating, figuring out, how could I make that myself? How could I
Yeah.
maximize this opportunity? And so I started my entrepreneurship journey as a child, but professionally in the professional field in 2020 when I started doing business
Wow.
competitions with the Los Angeles Urban League.
So Curly Crowns is a 2020 pandemic baby.
Yes, well, 2019 is when I really started
Uh-huh.
and creating products
Yeah.
and giving it to my family. But this was before I started selling, and my cousin was like, "You should really sell this." And then my mom started buying me jars. My family started
Mm.
supporting me, so it really started before the pandemic because I was mixing up hair butters and giving it to my family,
Oh
and they
wow.
inspired me to push
Yeah.
forward and turn this into a business.
Yeah. So when did you launch?
We launched in November of 2020.
Okay. Okay. So tell us what is Curly Crowns.
Yes, so Curly Crowns is a hair care brand that provides naturally based products for the black and brown community.
Mm-hmm.
And so I like to say we bring equity to the hair care industry. So we
Yeah.
have products for people with beards, waves,
Wow.
curls,
Yeah.
and locks.
Yeah.
And I grew up with a lot of brothers, so having a brand that also embraced self care for men too was important to me.
Mm.
And just having naturally based products because I saw a lot of the products marketed to the black community weren't owned by black people.
Yeah.
And so I feel like with me being a part of my target audience, I have a different care and appreciation. So to me, I always say like it's bigger than hair.
Yeah, yeah. I love that. I love that. So, how old were you when how old were you and what was that pivotal moment when you were like, okay, I'm going to do this?
So yeah, it was over the pandemic when COVID and injustice was on the rise, and I was 16, and I yeah, I was
I am
16.
just amazed at like you're 21 like oh my gosh. I'm proud of you. I'm just going to say that off the top. Go ahead.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. But yeah, so I was 16. One of my mentors from Top Teens of America at the time had referred me to the program, like I said before, from the Los Angeles Urban League. So they have a business program that teaches young entrepreneurs business principles and how to pitch to investors.
Wow.
And so it was during an interview when I started, conceptualizing. They were asking me about my business. I'm like, oh, okay. Ask me questions. I'm like, okay, I got to build this off the top of my head. I have to be able to tell you my vision because you have to
Yeah.
be able to explain your vision in order to get into the program.
Wow.
And so it was then that I was just started explaining. It just flew right through me on my purpose and what I was looking to provide for my community. And that's when I came up with Curly Crowns Hair Care. And it's just
Wow.
something that's been very special to me, and I just continue to build off of. And so from then on, I pitched to investors. Then we went into market, and it's just been up ever since then.
That is exciting, and I love because you were proof that what was the program you mentioned
The Urban League Biz Camp,
and then the
Top Teens of America.
top teens of America. I actually know some people that are in the top, so I
That's
love that you.
great.
But what got me excited about that is because you're proof that it works. I
Yes,
love to see
yes.
people who completed the program because you're going to inspire. Like I said, you're 21. You are going to inspire
Thank you.
some other people.
Thank you.
Some other young people. Yeah, even like the kids. You know what I mean? Like my grandson is 10. So when he sees this, you're going to inspire him.
That's what I love so much about just being in a position to learn from others and also inspire others.
Yes.
And that reminds me of a quote from Nipsey. He said, the best thing you can do for somebody like basically is inspire them.
Yeah.
And you know, show them, the way and teach them even when you do slip up, being able to learn from that and reach back and help others because we're all learning together.
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing. So what was there like a personal hair experience that
yes.
kind of drove you to, create curly crowns?
Yes. So I was suffering from breakage. I had gone swimming, didn't rinse my hair out like I was supposed to. And the chlorine. The hair was like, didn't listen to my mom. Hair broke off. Yeah. And I was used to having, longer hair. Wow. And it was just really short. And I was like, oh man, I should have listened. Not listening.
Wow.
So chemicals can definitely be the make or literally break of your hair.
Yeah.
But it was that, and also I started experiencing some hair loss around my hairline. And I was like, oh man, it's not working. These products aren't working for me.
I can't be walking around without edges.
Yeah, I can't be walking around without edges. And hair all broke off. And I tried to do my hair myself because I was like, I'm like, I was a preteen. I'm like, I'm grown. I need to do my own hair. And so that's when I was like, I need to figure out a way to reach back to the motherland and some of the roots and naturally based products in order to reach what I say would be like a beauty liberation. Yeah. And so that's when I started doing research and mixing different products together and started using just different herbs and doing a lot of copious research was important to me because, liberation starts when, you free yourself, start educating and learning from others.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did you always see yourself as an entrepreneur, like as a kid? Like, what did you, first I want to ask this. What was your dream as a kid? Like, what did you say?
That is a good question. Okay, so as a kid, I wanted to be an actress and a dancer. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to act. Man, I would I would be in grocery stores and I would try to say things a certain way or like sing a little bit so that like I would hopefully get discovered. Like, L.A. Reid might be on the next aisle. So I'm be like, I'm gonna pick up these O's. Like I would just like find a way to like sing. Like I was about to get discovered in the grocery store in Albertsons. Like, somebody gonna see me, so I wanted to be an actress. But I could still act. I still do that.
You got the whole I can see it.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Yes. Somebody get me on your show now.
Book her.
Call me. Yes. So
really, wow. You know what's interesting? When I was a kid, first I wanted to be a teacher, right? And so I think I was probably 8 years old, and so I would set up a classroom in my room, and one of my cousins and my two younger sisters, they would be my students. I was in our closet, the room closet, that would be the office, the principal's office. I was literally the principal and the teacher. So I would go be the principal, come out.
A one-woman show.
So all this time I wanted to be a teacher, and I worked at this summer program. It was, I forgot the name, Manpower Youth Program. It was back in the day. And it was a summer youth program. And so what they do is you go and work at different locations just to kind of teach you, work ethic or whatever. And so one location they placed me this one summer was the child care. I was done. I didn't want to be a teacher anymore. So then I'm like, I'm going to be a beautician because I was actually doing my own hair, doing my cousin's hair. I was just like into hair, hair care, hair styling. So I was always doing my own hair. And so I wanted to be a beautician. And this was all through high school. I wanted to be a beautician. I was doing hair. I knew how to cut and self-taught.
Knew how to cut, yes.
I don't know if you're probably too young to remember this, but it was the bob cut. I'm sure you've seen it back in the day, but I mastered that cut. Like I would practice, and it was like a layered cut. I mastered that cut. So I wanted to be a beautician. And I ended up going to college and becoming an accountant.
Wow. The
and
numbers.
And you know what's interesting? I wanted to be a beautician, and I had the name. I wanted to be the owner, though. I've always. That's why I asked you about, did you see yourself as an entrepreneur? In my mind, I always did think ownership. And so me wanting to be a beautician, I was the owner of the beauty salon. That was, I had the name picked out and everything. And I'm not going to share the name because that may be just something I want to do.
Yes.
You know, but yeah, I had the name picked out and everything, but that's what I always ask that because a lot of times what we dream of being as a kid, and then once you start growing and you kind of take on, you know, new ideas and kind of get familiar with other things, that changes. So that's why I ask that, because it's kind of rare that someone what they wanted to be as a kid, they actually end up being.
Right. Yeah. I think about the name of your podcast, the I Can Do, and how you said it comes from I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. And that makes me recall how I always tell people entrepreneurship is also storytelling. And through storytelling, I get to amplify the voices of others. I get to pursue my dream of also, you know, writing and expressing myself through marketing, and how I wanted to feel like home. So, you know, when I'm marketing a product, we had one campaign that I put out, which my grandmother was oiling my scalp, and you know, just turned it into a cinematic experience because I love media, I love storytelling. So on the topic of I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me, I am finding that I can pursue all of my passions under, you know, so many different umbrellas, and I don't let that stop me. Which is just so special to me, to be able to, you know, water all the gifts that God has given me. It does get hectic sometimes. It's like, oh, you know, I'm doing the podcast, and I'm doing the hair care brand, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. It's so many callings, and I'm holding a lot of phones. I'm like, I'm gonna answer them sometime. I just want to let the world know, you know, there's a lot of things on this phone, and I'm gonna answer all of them. So it's just been a juggling act because I'm also on my last year of college. And so once I graduate, I'm going to have more time to pursue these endeavors. So,
I love that. So what are you majoring in?
My major is broadcasting electronic communication arts. So my focus is writing and directing. But I'm well versed in like the tech side and things of that nature. I just love how multifaceted the field is, and the opportunities that I've been able to have to not only tell my story, but to write fiction stories and you know, do sketches, and so that's been just an amazing opportunity for me.
Oh, you are really, that's a lot of gifts. Like that's.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Which means more opportunities.
Right.
You know, and I love that you're tapping into all of them. You know, they say don't let your, I've said this like in a social media post about, don't let your gift lie dormant. Like God gave it to you for a reason to use. So I love that you're tapping into, and again, you're 21. You have time to say, hey, you know what? Maybe I don't want to do that. I'm gonna try this. You have time.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? You're at that age where you can, how they say, dibble and dabble. You know what I mean? But again, you're operating in your gifts. You're not, you know what I mean, outside of that. You're operating in your gifts. So I know it has to be fulfilling.
Yes, it definitely is. It does get hard at times because I'm juggling a lot. Like, it gets stressful. So I try to figure out, how do I balance self-care, and how do I balance just being a 20-something-year-old.
That's right.
And want to do what I want to do. And so it's definitely been strugglesome, but I also, when I look at the benefits, and you know, the people that I'm able to help, and the stories from my customers, it really makes it worthwhile. I know I had one of my customers, her mother was suffering from dementia, and so she was bedridden, and so she was experiencing a lot of hair loss in the back from laying down and that friction, and so she was experiencing some hair loss. And her daughter ended up buying my oil for her and started applying that to her scalp, and she was starting to see results, and so she has since passed. But that's something that always sticks with me when I think about, you know, what if I just give all this up? What if I just say, you know, whoop-de-doo, and just like, you know, throw it all away? But
you
that is
able to impact her.
Exactly. So life. That's where that drive comes from, and also that notion that, you know, life is fleeting, and it's important to live and thrive. So that's when I'm like, okay, you know what? let me get this work done, or let me move this around. Let me make some more time for family. Let me make some more time to go out.
That's right.
So yeah.
I mean, you can't show up for your business if you can't show up for yourself. Like you know what I mean? You gotta take care of you. You have to be, you know, sometimes you get empty and you got to let God refuel you. He got to fill that cup. You know,
exactly.
As an entrepreneur, you pour a lot out of your cup. But you have to take that time and take a step back and allow God to refill that cup.
Amen. Yeah, that's a word. I definitely needed to hear that.
Yeah, for sure. That's very important. So, what does it mean to you to create products for us by us?
So, like I said before, it's like storytelling.
Yeah.
It means so much to me because I'm able to be attentive to not only what I want to see for myself in the industry, but for those around me. So, I have family members that have struggled with psoriasis and you know, dry scalp and dry hair and difficulty finding products that don't, you know, irritate their skin. And so being able to be attentive, it's like learning the love language of the industry that you're a part of and making it a labor of work, keeping it hard work. And so through that, I get to do research, not only online, but just talking face to face. Like, okay, so what are the issues that are you experiencing? I did a couple of, you know, research, you know, projects, you know, just studying my customers, studying my consumers, asking, okay, what was the issue here? What do you wish this product was like? What are you looking for? Just, you know, surveying different customers. And so that's important to me. Like I said before, being able to, you know, be a part of the community that I serve has been so very special. And so not only, you know, talking to members of the Black and brown community, talking to people who don't have hair on your head, because you still need to take care of your, you know, your scalp. You still need to take care of, you know, a bald head. That's important too. You know, sun damage, different skin issues that you can face. So that's why it's important to me to, like I said, bring equity to the hair care industry.
I love that. I love that. And you know what's interesting is you're going to college at the same time while you're in your entrepreneurship journey. I think that's going to work to your benefit. I think it's working to your benefit because what you're going in, right, that's going to help your business as well. Like to market it. You know what I mean? You like, you know what I mean? Like all, as you said, what you were majoring in, I'm like, this is actually going to benefit her in the long run or the short, you know what I mean? It's probably benefiting you now. Like it's almost like learning as you go.
Right.
Or learning as you grow. I like to say learning as you grow.
Yes, I like that.
that. Learning as you grow.
Yeah, it's definitely all encompassing. Having the opportunity to be so close to a lot of individuals that are majoring in different things. You know, like when else am I going to have an opportunity in my life to have a roommate who wants to be a lawyer and another one that, you know, wants to be an astronaut on the moon? I'm like, take my product up there with you too.
That's the exciting thing about college.
It's definitely amazing. And the partnerships and the networking that I'm able to do. Even in some of my TV production classes, I've been able to incorporate my business into that, or we're doing a sketch and my products in the background, or like I have a talk show called Living Room Chats, and so we did a episode talking about hair care and you know systemic racism and all of that, and so I was able to have, you know, my business in the forefront of that. So it's definitely been a great opportunity for me to spread the word and also get other people on board with the vision and help some of my fellow classmates.
So how is it, because again, you're 21, how is it, have you experienced like resistance in the industry that you're in because of your age? I had another guest, this was last year. She was young. She's 20 something. I think 20, either 25 or 26, but she started young, like you. And I asked her that same question. So have you experienced that because of your age? You know, like, like whereas, you know, and I hear this a lot from young people, like they don't take me serious because of my age, you know.
Most definitely. Most
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah,
It's also, I feel like it's an age thing and also like status as well.
yeah.
I've seen sometimes people don't make due on their promises or what they say they're going to do, or they feel like maybe something's higher up or more important to them on the list.
Yep.
And so I've been in a lot of situations where people have made a lot of promises in front of big audiences and things of that nature, but don't deliver. And so how I try to pivot from that and learn is like, okay, God has something better.
Yep.
Also, rejection is protection, but
Yeah.
also to, try to hold people accountable, but there's only so much you can do because
Right.
there's no kind of like boss or anything that you can kind of, and then what am I going to try to do? Take you to court? I can't even do that.
Right.
So it's
Yeah,
like,
it's
it's like take it to the chin,
Yeah,
remain
there you go.
respectful.
Yep.
You feel that resistance. I mean, you could say like, put it in an email. I mean, after a meeting, XYZ is what you agreed to. But I say for a lot of young entrepreneurs out there, make sure you try to keep a paper trail.
Yeah,
But
documents.
also exactly document. But at the end of the day, always remember that you represent yourself, you represent God, and to push forward with love and wisdom, and also have grace for yourself
Yeah.
when certain things happen. But I could safely say that I've always maintained, just continue to be respectful, regardless of which way it goes. And sometimes you have to use that discernment. And like my cousin would always tell me, God is your business partner.
That's right.
Ask him, consult him. Like, what
On
decisions
everything.
what decisions should I make? Because I know like not all the time we may not have all the business knowledge, but we have him, and he could send us people that could help us and
Yeah.
inspire us.
Oh yeah, for sure. I love that. Yeah, you God centered. You got to keep God at the center of it all, and even like the smallest decisions, consult. And so I love that your cousin shared that with you. Yeah, that's great advice. Even the smallest decisions, consult with
Right,
God on.
right.
And then even like the rejections, or like you said, they could be protection. Like I feel like everything happens for a reason. It was to make you, sometimes it happens to make you learn from it, so you'll see something coming. Like that. So that's where the protection comes, where you won't walk into that door because you can already see it. God
Right.
are, what I mean? He showed
Exactly.
you with this one, so you can already see it before
Right.
it comes. So it's like, okay, that's not my open door.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Like opportunity recognition is something we talk about in entrepreneurship as well. And one thing that I would always find myself asking God, like, why? Like, why do I gotta learn this over and over again? Why do I gotta go through it over and over again? Why I gotta be somebody's lesson? Why I gotta be a lesson?
Yeah,
And I realize, it just really curates you for your community, who you're supposed to inspire, who you're supposed to love, who you're supposed to be around.
Yeah.
And so it's like, what, God, thank you for that opportunity.
Yeah.
Thank you for using me as a vessel. It's a pleasure.
Yeah.
Even at times when it's just really heavy and I'm like, oh man, get me out of here, help me.
Yeah.
That redirection, and then I get moments like this where I'm able to be on, amazing podcasts like yours and laugh and enjoy doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's definitely a privilege.
Yeah, yeah. So as you've been working with hair care, what are some misconceptions that people have about our hair, about people of color, our hair? What are some have you ran across? Like, what are some misconceptions that you've noticed that people have about our hair?
I would say one that men don't need to take care of their hair. That's something I've seen, like, oh, just pick it and like,
Cut it, just
cut
go get a
it,
haircut.
and throw some motor oil in it, like just like some random stuff. I'm like, wait, self-care is for men and women,
Yeah.
and and anybody else underneath that umbrella as well. And so that's been a misconception. And I would also say that one product works for all. Like I feel like we're all created in different amazing ways. And so, different people need different routines sometimes.
Yeah.
And I would also say sometimes people neglect like scalp care. They focus a lot on the strands, but like, what are you putting on your scalp? What are you eating? What are you doing? Because stress is a heavy impactor on hair growth and overall health. So I feel like that's very important your mental health is key to your hair care. And what are we doing? Are we getting sad and letting our hair tangle up? Are we rushing in the morning to hurry up and get it done? It's just very important to take time to practice self-care and not see it as something that's taking up time. It's actually adding time to your life, thus giving you time to do what you love. So developing a routine and also investing. I feel like a lot of people, they may be like, I don't have time to buy this and that, or I'm just going to do nothing. But no, your self-care is an investment. If you're willing to invest in, getting your favorite, snack or making sure you have gas in your car, you need to be able to, take time investing in yourself. I feel like when we put ourselves constantly on the back burner, it affects our quality of life. And we're trying to help, fill everybody else's cups and do all these tricks while we're like, we're laid out, sprawled out. So investing in yourself, and that's amongst a lot of the misconceptions that they have about our hair, our lifestyle, and our wellness.
Yeah. And I love how you mentioned the scalp. And it's true, like, back in the day, oiling the scalp was a nightly thing for us. Like my mom, she had this oil, and we had to, make sure we oil our scalp, whatever way she did our hair, or your scalp had to be oiled. It was a daily. It was part of your routine. But now I notice people don't even. It's like just spray something in, but not really nurturing the scalp, which is where everything is growing.
Exactly. Right.
The hair is not growing from right here; it's growing
right. Yeah, because it plays a part in also retaining length. And I think of it as a plant. Would you take a paintbrush, dip it in water, and just paint the leaves? Like, no, you have to get to the root of it. So taking care of the root. And so that's why I have the shampoo bars that massage the scalp, increasing hair growth and blood circulation. I have the enhancing oil that's made with Ayurvedic herbs, which are known for their healing properties. And so it helps with things like hair loss, dandruff, shedding, things of that nature. So oils are meant to, lock in the moisture. So oftentimes I'll put the hair oil in after I wash my hair and, put it in while I have braids. And so I really like it because my hair care line is great for people that have protective styles in, or even if you're wearing it out. Sometimes after I apply a leave-in conditioner, I'll take the Curly Crowns Enhancing Oil, put it on the strands to lock in that moisture, because it's about length retention and also scalp care.
I love, and you said protective style, so I can't wait to pour.
Yes, I love your hair.
Put it on mine. So what advice would you give young people who want to start a beauty brand? Like what's one piece of advice based on, like, you're 21, but you've been doing it since you were 16.
Yeah.
You are well qualified to give advice on
Thank you.
that.
I appreciate that. I just
want you to know that you're 21, but you are well qualified to give advice on this. So what would you tell that young person that wants to start their own beauty brand?
I would say build things piece by piece. I feel like that spirit of being discouraged will stop you and have you thinking, I'm not far enough. I need to do more. I'm not doing enough. I need to add more products. Like, you get in that spirit of I need. But you have to realize what you were already given is enough to get to that next level. So build it piece by piece. You cannot end up with the, beautiful pyramids of Egypt in one day.
Yeah.
It took a village. It took, the idea, and it took building it piece by piece. So don't doubt yourself. Continue to push forward and know that the more consistent you stay, just, keep building piece by piece. You need to take a break. It's too much. Okay. But, still don't give up.
Yeah.
Put a piece. Sometimes we'll put a full brick, and sometimes all we can do is sprinkle a little bit of dirt on top. Yeah. So, just as long as you're building. Advice. So you're building through, even if you're not, talking to what you would say entrepreneur at the moment, or pitching to investors, simple conversations with somebody on the bus or at church. It's fueling your spirit so that you have the energy to go and do that. You never know what God is building behind the scenes. Even when you pick up a piece of paper. Like everything is building. Everything is building off of each other towards your dream. So piece by piece.
Yeah. I love that. That was great advice for me too.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So how does your business, because I read that you do things in the community. So how does your business use your business to empower our community?
Yes. So I would say one thing I do is through media representation. As a child, I grew up seeing a lot of marketing that said, cut your hair, perm it, change it as much as you can from its natural state to fit in or feel beautiful. And so what I do with my marketing and storytelling, not only on Instagram, but through YouTube and also community experiences is the words I use, like, enhance, or how I just embrace Black culture in the media that we use, and having representation on young kids taking care of their hair, and even people who like my grandmother, she's in her 80s and she didn't grow up wearing her hair in her natural state,
right?
So even having her in my marketing, even when she has her hair flat iron, how she uses the oil, just showing representation is key. So not only with media, but also with community outreach. So I will go to churches, even my own church, and hold hair education seminars and demos and things of that nature, and also using my brand as it's social justice oriented. So we've donated to organizations that help people of color thrive, and also helping spread different stories. One of my dear friends had passed away due to police brutality, and so I've used my platform to raise awareness about that, and also provide self-care for those around me, because even after grief, it's important to still take care of yourself so that you can be an asset to the movement.
I love that. I love that you have the seminars to teach about hair care. That's so important. That's so important. So what's one thing that you can share to our listeners to do better care for their hair? I want to point out how you talked about how you used to see ads where they say, "Oh, perm your hair, cut your hair." To me, and I didn't see it back then. Back at that time. To me, it's almost like saying your natural hair isn't good enough. So I love when people started wearing the natural hair. Like, I love that it's in now, because, like I said, some years ago, it was, to me, that's what it was saying. Like, your natural hair is not good enough. Try this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I love that you've come up with products to nurture the natural hair.
Thank you.
Yeah.
One thing I would say would be for, I feel like it's very important to, like, what I say, liberation. Liberation is important. And so my thing, however you would like to wear your hair, I would love for everybody to feel more comfortable wearing their natural hair, but also having that liberty to, switch it up. If you want to wear a wig and have the braids underneath, go do that. You want to have the individuals or the pixie cut or the shortcut, do that, but take care of it. Make sure that you're not using products that may threaten your health and shape that, because I notice a lot in media. They're like, well, I'm not listening to nobody that has fake hair in their head. What? No, the whole part of liberating yourself is having the opportunity to switch it up. And yes, I know that there's certain instances where we felt like we had to assimilate, and so we wear our hair straight and things like that. But sometimes somebody just wants to wear their hair straight because they want to switch it up and they like it. And so I feel like just having space in the industry and in culture to do what you please and to have weave, and it's amazing. So do all of that. Just take care of it.
Take care.
And as a Black woman, as a Black man, as people in the Black and brown community, do it. Try it. It's important.
Yeah, I love that. So when you think about, of course, we're the I Can Do brand is about women empowerment. Our goal, our mission is to empower women and girls to walk and live in their true purpose. So when you think about empowered women, who is one woman who empowered you, or women, to be young lady that you are, the woman that you're sitting here as today?
I would say, like how it always, like I say, it takes a village.
Yeah.
So I would definitely say, my mother,
Yeah.
my grandmothers,
Yeah.
my aunts and my cousins. Like there's a lot of women in my life that have played a role in making me into who I am today.
Yeah.
And so I just
That's
really,
beautiful.
I thank, my mother for being a vessel that taught me how to persevere and also keep an open mind and receive information. And so that's why I've been just an individual that's just very open and be like, okay, so what's your perspective? And, what are you thinking? And
Yeah.
and
That's
she
good.
always stresses emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that's why I'm like a social entrepreneur
Yeah.
that really relates to social causes and understands that it's bigger than money.
Yeah.
And so like, I thank the women in my life and how they've raised me to be open and receive it, because you could have a lot of women and a lot of people in your life and they have advice, but it could feel like it's hitting a brick wall. But when you grow up being open and listening, okay, I could take a bit of that, I could take a piece of that. And so I'm just really thankful to all the women in my life and my mother, how she's helped me become open-minded person and being willing to receive and cherry pick what I need and what I don't need.
Yeah. That's good. That's beautiful. Like you said, it takes a village. And same with me. I had a village. I've shared that many times before, that I've, of course, at the head of that village is my mom. That's like my shero, right? But I had a village of, aunts and my older cousins and my mom, both my grandmothers, we have a huge family. So I had a large village of people like pouring into me. And like you said, you pick from each one. I even now I think back, there are certain things that I do and I'm like, I know who I got that from. Like I know where that came from. It's like, oh, that was inspired by her, or that was inspired. Like we have our scholarship program for young girls. We have an annual Women Empowerment Conference every August where the conference is to raise money to give scholarships to young girls that are going to college as well as into entrepreneurship, because some people don't go right into college. They go, so we have an entrepreneur scholarship.
Oh, that's great.
As well, but that was inspired by one of my aunts who started a scholarship program in our church. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, like, that's how you I love how you said that you had that village, because it's I think that is so powerful to have more than one woman pouring into you. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And I feel like, like God will never allow you to end in a deficit. So where you're not getting it from one place, he'll send somebody. And I feel like that's just very special. And it's a privilege to, like an advice I would give to entrepreneurs too, and just people in general, is transparency and being honest with what you're struggling with, because somebody else can learn from it and become more comfortable discussing what they're dealing with you. Because I know like sometimes some people could be kind of guarded or judgmental. And I think it's a lot of healing would happen if we're just upfront and honest. Like, I made that mistake. I did that. I did that, and I did that, and I did that. But, this is what I've learned.
Exactly.
This is what, I tell you, give that advice. Maybe you'll make the mistake. Maybe you won't. But at least we're having open dialogue, and we're able to learn and have the tools to move forward and help each other. And that's what a village does. We raise each other.
Important.
Like, I'm helping with, the 3-year-old. The 3-year-old is helping me. Kids are very transparent. Kids will tell you,
They'll tell you
oh,
the
why
truth.
are they doing that? Or, oh, well, you said that earlier, but you're doing it yourself, and that doesn't make sense. And I'm like, ooh, I just got read by a 3-year-old. And I was like, wow. So kids are so transparent. I feel like we lose that as adults, but that is really the major key to all success. Like, be upfront about what you want and what you don't want, but also have the emotional intelligence to be respectful in what you're saying and have that balance and have grace for yourself, the whole thing.
Wow, that is, you are wise far beyond your years. Let me tell you, at 21, I was not. I didn't have that mindset. I was like, it's all about me.
But look at the empire that you were able to build with your knowledge and your calling. Honey. It's absolutely amazing. And being a willing vessel to receive that from God takes a lot, because there's a lot of people who've ignored the call, but you picked up the phone and did what you could with that call.
I had to pick up the phone. So before we go, I want you to tell us, we have your product here. So share
Yeah.
with our viewers what all of this is.
Okay, for sure. So, this is one of the first products that we had on the line, which is the enhancing oil. It comes in a cedar. Oh, it comes in a cedar and a cedar scent, and we also have a vanilla scent. And this is the one I was talking about. Is made with Ayurvedic herbs. It helps boost volume. It helps with also. It's not that greasy. It's a
good.
it's a plant based oil that we have, and it's just really great for moisturizing the scalp. It's good for braid outs. It's also good to put along your hairline as well. And so this is just something I use very frequently, and one of our best selling products here. Also helps with shedding as well. And so we also have right here. Thank you. We also have the beard oil, which is great. That's another misconception. People think that they don't need to do much with their beard.
The men in this.
It's very important. I grew up with a lot of men that had a lot of hair. So we have these go together. So this is our turmeric shampoo bar. And so this could be used for the scalp and also your beard. And so these paired together are really good. I would say with just strengthening your beard, and also a lot of people in my life were experiencing thinning of their beard. And so I'm like, well, what do you do? It's like, oh, I wash it with a warm rag. I'm like, wait a minute. Whoa. We got to moisturize that too. So you start off with this, and this helps with skin irritation, razor bumps and burns, dark spots as well. And so, and then you'll follow up with the beard oil as well. And so how we use this for the scalp, we also have a cocoa butter shampoo bar. We also have a shea butter shampoo bar. And so you just wet this, massage your scalp, really helps get that dirt and dandruff just out of the scalp, and helps massage it and really soothe the scalp. And it lasts a very long time. It's also eco-friendly as well. We use less plastic with the packaging of this. It normally comes in a box. But yeah, so the little knobs are just really helpful. And so I like how it could be used for facial hair and for scalp. So if you want to share, but yeah, it's just it's a really great product. It was able to help a lot of people, and I just really love how portable it is. Just throw it in the box, put it in my bag. Just really helps. And so we have other products in our collection, but I wanted to bring some of the best sellers that we have today.
So give everybody your website, how they can go online and get these products.
Yes, so we are exclusively online at curlycrownshaircare.com. You can also follow us on Curly Crowns Hair Care, and Crowns is with a Z. You can follow us on Instagram. We're also on TikTok. That's where you can find us. And keep up with me. My Instagram is lost_Nubian Queen, and you can keep up with the journey and also how we will continue to grow as a brand. And welcome to the kingdom, and treat yourself to the Curly Crowns experience.
Woohoo! I love it. And I want to say, your Instagram, I love your videos.
Thank you.
Love your videos.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I started going through I couldn't stop going through the videos. I love your videos.
Thank you.
Yeah, they are so cute. You are doing an amazing job. And again, like I told you at the top, I am proud of you. I'm
means
just
a lot.
amazed. You have empowered me today. I just want to say that. That's why I say you're wise beyond your years, because you said some stuff that I needed to hear today as well. So I thank
you,
God for blessing us to cross paths. I thank you for agreeing to come on the show. I just really thought you should be highlighted, especially I'm in LA native, Compton. I come from Compton. So born and raised. So I really, thought that you should be highlighted. I think you're doing an amazing thing, especially at such a young age, to be so ambitious and, again, so wise and centered. You know what I mean? And your light is shining. When you walked in, your light is shining.
Thank you so much. That means a lot to me.
Yeah, your light is shining. So beautiful. It is. So keep doing what you're doing. And again, don't forget to take that pause, take time for yourself, take a step back, and let God refuel you and refill your cup. Because like you said, when you're juggling a lot of things, sometimes we can pack on too much, and or the overfill.
Right.
So we got to kind of take a pause, and that's something I had to learn on this journey, is to take that pause and just like kind of just decompress and just do nothing, just breathe, right? So I definitely encourage that, and just encourage you to keep following your dreams, keep inspiring young people. I just know that you're, when this episode airs, like so many, because I know a lot of young people are going to be inspired by your
Thank
journey,
you.
and by what you're doing, and you're almost done with college, right?
Yep, I
can't, I
graduated
can't wait to hear
May
that.
2026.
Wow.
So, yep, it's almost over, that big
Exciting.
transition.
And shout out to your mom, honey. Shout out to
you.
your mom, because I
Thank
know you are
you.
making her proud.
Yes, I really appreciate, my mom, my dad, and just everybody in my life that has
your
been
whole
been a
family.
vessel for me. And I just thank you for this opportunity. It's amazing, and just seeing the motivation on your Instagram and your platform, and how you lead with faith and love and transparency is what I truly appreciate. So I love what you're doing. A lot of what you have said today has ministered to me and inspired me. So your light is shining, and I just think of how God sometimes tells me, be still, and like and opportunities, they find me, and I appreciate that. So and leaving space for chance, for what God wants to throw in, and so I'm glad we crossed paths. This is a start to I'm adding to my village. Like
exactly, you're not going to tell your mom you're mine now.
Yeah.
But thank you again, and thank you to our viewers for tuning in to another episode of the Women Can Do Show. Be sure to go to Curly Crown's website and get your product. Be sure to spread the word about her product. You will be blessed. Your scalp will be blessed. Your life will be blessed. And most importantly, let's support this young entrepreneur who is doing something positive. We always, when we see people doing something negative, we trend it all over social media. So let's let this trend, what this young queen is doing for our community. All right. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That button is right there. Be sure to visit our website at www.icando.biz. Also, be sure to tune in to our other podcast that is hosted by my son, Rashad, Bridging the Gap podcast. We air 2 Saturdays of the month. So if you follow us on Instagram at icando.biz, you will see our postings about that on the Saturdays that we will air. We also have our podcast tour coming up. We're starting in Los Angeles in March. We will be here in LA in March, where we will have our live studio audience. This is the first for us. So we are really kicking it off with season 3. So we'll have that podcast tour. We will be announcing the exact dates for that. We're starting in LA. We'll be going to Atlanta. We'll be going to Houston. We're visiting 4 cities this year. So stay tuned for that. Again, if you subscribe to our website, you'll be the first to know about all that information. Follow us on Instagram at icando.biz. And if you're here on our YouTube channel, be sure to subscribe, because we will also have those announcements on there. I wish you all an amazing 2026. Let's keep it going. Let's keep going strong. Most importantly, keep God at the center and live and walk in your true purpose. God bless.